Hi guys, I'm Megan Florida-Zalnarovich, Director of Demand Generation here at Maropost, and with me is...
I'm Grant Millette, one of the account executives on our small and medium business team.
For the last few weeks/months, we've been working with B2B International. They're an independent research firm to pin down some data points on how B2C marketers are dealing with the changing rise in consumer expectations. And I'm super excited to have Maropost OG here, Grant, to walk through some of our findings with me in terms of what it means for you.
Yeah, and the goal of this webinar is to cover three main things. One being the rising tide in customer influence and the challenge that marketers are currently facing trying to meet these expectations. The other is what is the value in getting to know your audience and what is the value of using personalization in your marketing outreach. The last being some examples of some marketing rock stars who have taken personalized marketing and implemented them fully.
So first, let's talk about the good old days, and probably the biggest motivator behind this research. I'm not trying to date myself here, but I remember when it used to be as easy as, oh, you need more sales, like just boost a post for $5, reach 4,000 people in your area.
Another example is batch and blast email campaigns that worked so well for so many years. However, with customer expectations changing and people, expecting to be treated, on a one-to-one level, marketers are having to adapt.
So one reason could be that it's 2019 and boomers and millennials finally agree on not one, but 2 points. One, they are both bad news for marketers. So no one understands them, and they would really rather shop places that people know them.
And the goal of Maropost research was to try to understand how companies are reacting to these new insights. So what we did is we went out and surveyed 300 marketing decision makers in customer-facing organizations, specifically in retail, e-commerce, hospitality, and media sectors. What we were really hoping to find out was, how are companies optimizing their marketing efforts to give customers what they truly want?
An overwhelming number of marketers agreed customers are 100% in control of their buying experiences. In fact, 89% of marketers said the balance of power has completely shifted towards the consumer, and 95% of marketers agreed that customer expectations are still on the rise.
But even with all this knowledge, brands still are having a hard time trying to adapt to meet customer expectations. What we actually found out was that only 37% of marketers are actually creating an effective omni-channel customer experience. In addition to that, only 45% of businesses are actually fully utilizing their digital platforms to connect more closely to their customers.
Information plus choice is a powerful combination for the consumer.
And marketers' hearts are really in the right place. In fact, 96% of marketers are reporting that customer expectations and requests are what driving their technology change.
For 1 in 2 companies, the customer is the #1 driving force behind technology selection, and that's ahead of internal experience, competitor activity, tech advancement, and business growth.
But it really doesn't matter if the tech stack and really what tech stack you choose, if you're not using data to connect these points and really create a personalized experience for every customer at scale.
So that leads us to one of our first key findings. That's the value in getting to know your audience and using personalized marketing to its full potential.
The number of options available to consumers can often be overwhelming. What personalized marketing does is it helps bridge the gap between the sea of choice and the needs of consumers.
Brands who present their consumers with highly targeted suggestions help consumers save time, effort, and actually drive customer loyalty. These are some brilliant examples of one-to-one marketing, and they prove the value in getting to know your audience and using personalized marketing to its full potential. So to start off, we'll talk about granular segmentation.
While granular segmentation isn't full personalization, the ability to segment users into smaller buckets allows marketers to send more relevant messages to those subgroups. At a minimum, this is what most consumers expect from brands these days.
Grant, when we talk about granular segmentation, are there any recent examples that come to mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Haymarket Media, for all those who don't know, is a large publication, about 70 different brands across multiple industries. A few years ago, they sought out a new platform. With that, they implemented a new strategy to segment their audiences based on demographics, the type of their last interaction, and the timing of that last interaction. By getting more targeted with their outreach and more personalized, they were able to see a 10x increase in the customer engagement activity with their brands and a 10x decrease in the time it took for their marketers to get that granular. Previously, it was a very manual process for them.
So the next step up from granular segmentation is actually full-on personalization. This is like dynamically generated, personalized content and is by no means an easy endeavor, but will actually be the customer engagement standard in the near future. So the modern consumer demands a seamless experience across all touch points, now more than ever.
Totally agree. A great example of this is Mercedes-Benz of Canada. What they did is they implemented a strategy to ensure that all outreach was strategic, had a purpose, and was based on specific segments, journeys, and users' individual profile. What they did is they started leveraging liquid scripting to dynamically generate email contents based on the customer's habits, their preferences, and their individual profiles. And by implementing this, is they were able to acquire open and click rates that were 3 to 4x times the industry standard.
Wow. Our research also showed that the vast majority, 82% of companies, use more than one platform to manage their email marketing, customer engagement, and their commerce or storefront.
While it's usually comforting to be in the majority, only 37% of respondents to the survey were able to actually create an effective omni-channel customer experience. What this tells me is that majority of brands are struggling with being able to provide customers with the content and experience that are most relevant to them in real time.
So when Sticker U, one of our customers, set out to simplify their MarTech stack from 3 platforms to just 1 platform, they were hoping to cut down cost, time, and most importantly, they wanted to unify all their customer data.
Consolidating platforms and getting away from integration is going to be key for success. What this allowed them to do was easily segment their different streams of data into different campaigns and create unique customer profiles. Additionally, automated email campaigns, better reporting, and the ability to personalize based off content preferences and interests allowed them to get performance boosts they were looking for. What they saw was open rates increased by 500% and clicks to the website increased by 300%.
Wow. So if you're looking for, results like that, what you can take away from this webinar is that consumer disloyalty is the new norm, but that's actually good news for brands that are trying to build a customer base. The number of options available to consumers can often be overwhelming, but for the 92% of people that are open to trying new things, personalized marketing helps bridge the gap between an endless sea of choices and what they're actually looking for.
Megan, what would be some key considerations you would say marketers should take into effect when trying to create a personalized campaign?
You're really going to want to start by just knowing who you're targeting. And one way to do this is just interrogating your data. I read that line somewhere in an article and I just loved it. Like, who sent you there? Like, where did you come from? And what are you looking for? But it's really important to keep basic demographics from online behaviors, attitudes, and interests to perceptions. You want to build real life personas of your target groups and personalize your communications for each single one of them.
Another thing to take in consideration, if your platform allows for it, is dynamic content. Be sure to personalize the customer experience based on interest and past behaviors. Also try to find out what social platforms your audience prefers, when they're likely to be online, and what they want to see. Don't forget to take device ownership into consideration. Understand what, how, and where to optimize. Really thank you all so much for your time today. Appreciate you stopping by.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can shoot them over to simplify@maropost.com.
Maropost. We make marketing rock stars.